Hi, my name is RenataBangs, and this is my PowerPoint presentation for my class Mastery, Personal Development, and Leadership for Full Sail University. Today we're going to be referencing Mastery by Robert Greene and Design Thinking by Mootee, and we're going to go over our end game and our goals for graduation. Greene states, the grand strategy is the art of looking beyond the present battle and calculating ahead, focusing on your ultimate goal and plot to reach it. This is so true for me. I am a 50-year-old student who has never worked in this field before, and I have a lot of work. In fact, I have so much work that I'm actually insecure and not ready for this. But we're going to use these stepping stones that we learned in this week and in this month to make a plan so that I can get to where I need to be. So to begin, I'm going to give you my short-term goal is to graduate. My long-term goal is to launch my career in journalism. Both of these are very anxious topics for me, considering I have come from a completely different line. In fact, I worked in construction for 10 years. But in order to come up with this plan, I needed to look at my SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And the things that pointed out to me is I'm very aware that I'm strong with creativity, goal-oriented, and my writing skills are good. But even knowing that these things, I still have a lack of experience and a lack of confidence that I need to overcome. So the next steps that I need to take need to help me overcome those insecurities and work on getting graduated and then being a boss at sitting in an interview. These are all things that I need to work on. So here you'll see some of the things that I've come up with and some of the steps that I've come up with that align with my goals and the things that are going to get me to where I need to be with confidence and with experience. I need to redefine my study habits. My study habits are not the best right now. Coming back into this after a couple-year break, I'm not really happy with my study skills, so I'm definitely honing in on those. I need to take a tech class. A lot of the things that I learned about Adobe Suite, I briefly went through them with my bachelor's, but never in depth. And in this class, I feel like I'm going to need more of those tech classes. So I've definitely looked up those on LinkedIn, and I plan on using some of those to get me where I need to be. I want to join a writing club. I have nobody in my life and in my personal life that writing is a passion for them. So I need to join with other people that are in the same field or wanting to do the same things with their life, somebody that I can bounce ideas off and get feedback from. I need to create networking opportunities. In order to do these networking opportunities and get to know people, it's something I never took advantage of the first time I went to Full Sail for my bachelor's. This time I plan on definitely fitting those opportunities and networking with people from school, from my classes, from the whole shebang, so that I can have people outside of here, that I can turn to if I need help with anything in the career field. My portfolio, it's not existent right now. A lot of the stuff that I had in my former portfolio was all fictional writing, and it just doesn't suit for what I'm going for now. I need to update or make a new portfolio that is going to stand out in interviews and in searching for those jobs. I need to create pieces that are not just homework, things that I enjoy doing so that people can get a feel for who I am and the passions and where I want to go in life. Those are things that are going to go into my portfolio. I have to make time outside of school to do these things. And again, practice, practice, practice. If I'm not practicing writing, I'm not writing. So all of those things, when I implement those into my learning, they're going to help knock some of that self-esteem issues and the lack of confidence, and it'll give me a stepping stone to say that I have experience in these things. Now I've done all these things and I've implemented them and I've finished my 12-month course and I'm graduating with my bachelor's, and I still have some work to do. Greene says the future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in a creative way. This gives me an idea that all the things that are not included in this class that I need to learn, I need to be learning those on my own. Right now, I need to learn how to turn my camera on. These are all things that I have not experienced before, and I'm going to put the work in so that I can get to this point in my career of graduating and saying that I did this. And during research this month, I found a book called Smart Moves by Angelos. And one of the statements in there really hit home for me, and I'll read that for you. Imagine how much you could achieve if you weren't afraid of failure or other people's opinions or feeling embarrassed. Stop creating roadblocks for yourself. Your potential is infinite. Feel the fear and hesitation and do it anyways. Write that email, send that message, make that phone call, and ask that question. Don't sit and wait for opportunities to come your way. Take charge and create them for yourself. This statement right here speaks to all my weaknesses as far as insecurities, and I really think that this hones in big time on what I need to work on. So how am I going to do that? Just as I said before, the networking, the internships, that's one thing that I've been looking into. And in my area, there's not a whole lot of internships unless you drive an hour and a half to Seattle. I don't want to drive an hour and a half to Seattle, so hopefully I can find an internship that's closer to home. Job searches. I'm great at searching for a job. I'm not real good at interviewing. That's another skill that I want to pick up along the way. Career fairs. Apparently I like it because I got it in her twice. This is an idea that I attempted to do when I was getting my bachelor's. I popped into a couple online career fairs. Unfortunately, I was not in the position to take most of those jobs because they were a long ways from home. My resume. Learning how to do a resume as a student with no experience. I'm not quite good at that. Most of my resumes are based on jobs that I'm going to get outside of here working for minimum wage. But these are all things that if I work on them and I hone them in, I will eventually reach that stepping stone that I want to be at, where I am in a career that I've been looking forward to my whole life. In design thinking, Mootee says design thinking is the search for a magical balance between business and art, structure and chaos, institution and logic, concept and execution, playfulness and formality, and control and empowerment. This to me speaks loudly because it is not a combination of just having an education. It's also all these other things that come together to make sure that you get to that mastery point. And I have a lot of them. I'm very playful and very creative, but the technical aspect of it, I definitely need work on. I also need work on overcoming my own insecurities and being able to stand there and say, I know how to do this and I'm very good at this and I would be a good fit for your company. Those are all things that I am challenging myself to learn this year. Just in case you didn't notice, all the images that were created on here were made from Gemini, Google's Gemini AI app. I use them, um, and I always said I would not use AI, but I think that AI is the new way of the world, and it's something that I have to get on board with. So I did a test run, and I made the pictures, and they turned out pretty good. So I want to thank you all for being here, and have a great day.